Hi. So, you're here again. So, I guess you saw the other two videos as well. So, at first, welcome to my channel. Welcome back. My name is Ty Körner. And today's video is 7 ways how to trigger outer physical perceptions. So, simply said, how to allow more contact. In the last two videos, we did, or I did, talk about how the daily life impact can be a trouble to an empathic person, and how easily you get overwhelmed. So I got another video after that, how you can low down the impact if you are overwhelmed by your perception and to low it down. Today, we will go the opposite direction, how to trigger it to unfold more, to become more intense, to get a higher impact on your evolution. So before I get into this, I want just to check in for the subscription of my channel so you stay updated, and also a little introduction about me. My name is Ty Körner, and I'm an author, I'm a black magician, I'm a student of the left-hand Order Dragon Rouge, and I'm a born empath. So I'm one of those who were just cast into the water and go down or swim. So I grew up with sensing everything around me, and it was my learning to get the point how to block it now and then. But I can tell you, the more your senses unfold, the more intense the work will be. So it is not about blocking when you're born with the senses, or if you were that skilled and lucky to unfold them through your work, so through meditations or through magical works or through yoga works. However, as soon you start to unfold outer physical senses, you will have to work on it. Or as a brother once stated, a portal that's open you can't close. At least not when it comes to Kundalini energies. And here it is about the energy stream. I will get another little introduction about in the next videos. So a simplified explaining about what Kundalini is basically. I mean, you get 1,000 books around there, but I will tell you in my words. Not today. Today, we just step further from the case you did already open senses by yourself, or you are born with it. And so now you did learn to handle your perceptions, and you feel ready to get further for the next step. So how do you trigger your energy body to further unfold your senses? So I made a 7-point list for you. One, of course, exercise what you got and take care on your health. This is a basic stone. If you are sick, your energy body gets sick and it cannot flow the way it should flow. So it's not about a hypercritic when it comes to food, and it's nothing about being narcissistic about your lifestyle. It's just make sure you eat a good nutrition. Make sure you care for yourself, for your health, for your sleep. And so make sure to exercise your gifts now and then. So if you are somebody who is reading minds, read minds. There are plenty chances all the way in everyday life. If you are a sensitive one, dare try to get in touch, feel, sense. Or if you are a clairvoyant, So try to check out what is happening next. And whatever is your gift, one thing very important, get yourself a book. So something where you can just scribble down your perceptions, because in most cases it will not unveil right at the moment when it happens. It sometimes unveils years later. So it's important to scribble it down so you can later on you can read it. And probably you should get yourself some sticky notes. You know I love sticky notes. Um, this little helpers. Um, I got no problem with sticky notes, just without. So you can mark your little book about special topics, what happened. So, okay, that's number one. Number two, if you are already somebody who is working magically, so is working with entities, invoking entities, or demon, or whatever spirits you are working with, involve them. They are higher beings. They know a hell far more about energy work than we do. And when it comes to outer physical senses, it is basically unchaining the perception of your energy body. So get involved your allies, let them know you want to learn this, and let them know they shall support you, because that's one of the things they can do. So why not ask them? The third point is meditation, because everything you are doing will impact your stability. So if it becomes too hard, what you're unchaining, it's important to have an inner balance. And also sometimes while you're meditating, you unchain subconscious knowledge, so hidden knowledge that you already did harvest in your previous lives, or what you did gather about when being in contact with other energy beings. So you basically already know how you're doing. You just forgot about. And this is when you are meditating, you sometimes can unchain these keys and get access to techniques or energetically kickstarters, how to get your energy body evolving. So it may happen that these skills do unfold by themselves when you are meditating about. Also, can't be wrong. I mean, every yogi is sitting there and is meditating and doing yoga all his life and tries to unchain exactly these skills. Tries to connect to the Kundalini and to the world Kundalini, and basically the energy streams inside you. You get the best teacher in yoga circles or in tantric circles. I will get back to that. So meditation is first balance, and of course getting old knowledge and techniques. You should not allow to get loss of that. The fourth, exercise in being conscious. Being conscious about your mindset, your mood, your movement, the movement of other people, the emotions of other people, the speaking of other people, the happenings around you, the energy streams around you. So try to swallow it like a sponge, the perceptions. And what will happen is when you lay down and go for sleep, all this informations you did swallow, you did see, you maybe are not conscious about, but if you are dreaming, there might be an essence popping up. So again, put your diary at the side of your bed, because there could be some keys you're writing down in the morning, right when you wake up. So this is a way how you can gather information and through extraction, so in extraction, so in dream work, for example, you can pick out the flowers for your work. Number 5, the substances like psychedelics and so on, so commonly known as drugs, is a difficult topic because, I may not advise. I'm living in Germany, so but there are substances which can extend consciousness, and you can do every work, including the extension of the outer physical senses, without any impact of drugs. So, but also there are many psychedelics which are commonly known, like ayahuasca, like grass, so cannabis, or shrooms, or LSD, or whatsoever, what is known for being unfolding consciousness. And of course, this is just a temporary thing, but the memory you take from it and the learnings you pick from it might be a key that you can pick up later on when you go into meditation, when you go into working with it, because the information you already got. I sometimes sometimes compare it with, you open a door with a key that's on the other side of the door. So you don't hold the key, but you did open the door one time. So it's just up on you to find the techniques to again open the door by generating your own key. However, this is no free ticket for growth, and this is no invitation to test all the drugs on the market. It's just a very common thing in shamanic cultures. So to open your mind, to get contact to the spirits, and I don't want to ignore that point because it's really important. Number 6, sports or sex. You can do exhausting sports or having a wild sex, what's quite exhausting as well. And so your body gets to its border. You really push it to the borders, and when you really exhaust your body, then you will trigger it to try even more, and so this is what can unchain or what can awaken the kundalini, it's said. So in a backflash, it will support to open your senses as well. So triggering evolution. Number 7. Number 7 is study about kundalini. Study about tantrics. Tantric techniques and kundalini are the oldest possible keystones to work with energy fields. I mean, there are many traditions everywhere, and I know there are shamanic traditions, and there are old cults also in Europe and Northern Europe, but our traditions were killed, to say it easily. So there are just remains and fragments of history which can hint about the techniques used. It's totally different about the Indian culture. There, the Vedic tradition goes back 1,000 years, and also it is practiced until today. So you can say you get a library full of books just about that topic. And there is just the definition about left-hand path or right-hand path. What basically says about right-hand path, simplified, is you raise your energy fields, you evolve your energy fields to be in service to a deity. And on the left-hand path, you are the deity. You are the one you dedicate your evolvements to. So it's your your intent to change your karma, to change your energy structure, to evolve even more. And the techniques used on left-hand path, and that's why they say left hand, because the Indians say you eat with the right hand and you wash your ass with the left hand. So it is described as using the dirty techniques, using the forbidden techniques, and that's why they name it the left hand path. Nothing wrong about that. I mean, if you got an orgasm and if you get this climax sending to a deity is a good thing. If you say you use it for yourself, bombing some grandies, you can do. But you always have to be conscious if you success by those kinds of techniques, you should have a good balance, you should have a good support. You should be conscious about that. The short way is not always the most pain-free way. So I leave it all up to you. But study about tantrics, study about Kundalini. It's a keystone to awaken your outer physical senses as well, no matter if you're going to use the techniques of the right hand or the left hand path. To your diary. On the first page, yes, I would give you a little note. Put on your first page of your book, if you start it right now, from every contact we learn. On every challenge we grow. This for today, and thank you for listening. See you next time.